Magi. And finally, Magi, or Maggie. I want to say Magi because the other one just sounds like I'm quoting something from The Simpsons or a character from The Simpsons. Uh, but yeah, Magi. I've been watching this series for a while and I am loving it. Oh my god. If this anime came out in like January 2012, it would have been the best anime to come out this year. I honestly believe that this anime is the best anime to come out in 2012, hands down. I mean, I love JoJo and all, but Magi just blows it out of the water. I'm like, oh my god, this series is amazing. It has every element that I love about in any anime series. It has good drama, which I've been finding recent date that I've been like kind of a self discovery of myself that I really am a fan of good drama, very well done drama, and not melodrama. Although that can be funny at times if done, you know, correctly, wrongly. But Magi is the story of basically the 1000 Tales, I believe it's called. Basically, the Arabian Nights story. It's kind of an adaptation of those. It does take a lot of liberty. It takes a lot of liberties. There are a lot of famous characters like Aladdin. No, not the Disney version. Alibaba. Uh, mm, oh, come on. Conqueror of the Seven Seas. Sinbad. Yeah, I almost forgot it. Yeah, so a lot of famous Arabian Nights. A lot of famous characters are very prevalent in this series, and they do take a lot of liberties to it. But I think they're fair. But I think they still do a good job, even taking a few liberties here and there. The only I won't get in. I'm not gonna get into my only beef about the series yet. I want to save that a little bit to the end. But it has a lot of things I love. It really reminiscent to when I first got into One Piece. I love adventure stories. I love it when characters like travel to different exotic locations, meet new people, and have epic wars with like society or kingdoms in a whole. It's like, oh, love it to death. And this is one of those tales. And this is one of those tales. In this story, Aladdin is what's called a Magi or Maggie. Still sounds like it's the baby from The Simpsons. Uh, and he doesn't really know he is a Magi. He does have a genie in a flute, not a lamp. He does have a genie in a flute called I think it was Olga. Was it Olga? Oh, now I'm just thinking of Beelzebub now. Oh, I can't remember. Really awesome genie, big blue guy. So taking a lot from the Disney aesthetic and having the genie be blue. All the genies be blue, and they're not called genies in this. They're actually called by their proper term, jinns, which is pretty neat. I'm not really too familiar with Arabic philosophies or whatnot, and I don't know how well they represent them. But from the standpoint of a stupid white American, I feel they do a good job. I don't know how else to soften that blow there, but I don't know even if they use Arabic philosophies or not. I'm not sure. It's out of my field. It's out of my hands, folks. I don't know. I can't say for certain. But yeah, love this series. Love this series. Love the characters too. I love Alibaba's character and how he starts off as kind of, this kind of thief. He's not really yet the king of thieves. I don't know if he ever is going to be. It was interesting in one arc when he actually goes to his kingdom that he grew up in and that he is actually a prince of. And I don't want to spoil anything. So, long story short, they decide to make a democracy. It's like, what? What? The people run the country. What? What? But yeah, I still am enjoying the series. There is like undertone of a dark secret organization that is working in the shadows to kind of lead the country in the path of disease and disorder and chaos and whatnot. But okay, uh, thinking about this, okay, in the series they have this kind of like live stream, quoting Final Fantasy VII, if you will, called a Rook. When people die, they become these little like golden butterfly things called Rook. They kind of go into the stream, and how Magi and dungeon conquerors are able to use the Rook to like power their magics and weapons and whatnot. And Jins. But this dark organization is able to take this Rook and turn him into, well, Dark Rook, which feed off of hate, distrust, disease, pestilence. Isn't disease and pestilence the same thing, though? I don't know. But the one thing that I always have to ask for every like villain or evil organization is their motive. Like, it hasn't yet been revealed what the motive of this dark organization is about, and I don't know if they're just gonna be, the whole Joker, spread a little chaos, type of thing. Like, I don't know if they're just gonna be agents of chaos just to be agents of chaos. I think, and I don't know if I'm confusing this with Fire Emblem Awakening, which I've been addicted to. Oh my God, I love Fire Emblem. You don't even know. I will drool over anything Fire Emblem. Love that game series. I think it's one of my favorites. It's a big contender to Legend of Zelda, I'll tell you that. And Pokemon. Oh my. That'd be an epic battle. Or a crossover. Anyways. But the one thing that I kind of have to say about Magi or Maggie, and this might just be because of the style and whatnot, but the characters need to be 10 shades darker. I know, but these characters are living in the desert, essentially, and constant rays from the sun, and yet they still have creamy white skin. I know, okay, I know it's Japan, and their population of black or tan-skinned individuals is almost zero. But come on, it's like common sense. Like, you can't say that there isn't any like Japanese farmers that still, I don't know, do the old traditions that don't have like sun-browned face. It's like people tan. These folks have been living in the desert essentially all their lives, and yet they still look all creamy and white. And you don't give me the excuse that, like, oh, well, Alibaba is like of royal descent, and they've been living in the palace, so thus they have shade. No. Bullshit on that, because Alibaba was raised in the slums, in which they have very little shade other than their little tiny clay huts. So that's my only little gripe, and it's not really a big one, it's just really an aesthetics one. And it would be kind of interesting to see artwork of the characters in like, what their skin tone would actually be like in the proper shade of more sun-darkened brown. But, it's just an aesthetic choice. Love Magi. Love all the anime that have come out. Uh, and yeah. So I'm just gonna talk a little bit about Fire Emblem here because I feel like it. I am in love with this game. I haven't been this addicted to a game in, well, besides Pokemon, in a long time. Which, by the way, when the news came out that the sixth generation was coming, you can bet your ass that I was shitting bricks of happiness over that news. And before you ask what starter I'm gonna choose, I don't really know quite yet. I'm more of a competitive Pokemon battler, or I've become a competitive Pokemon battler. Which, by the way, if anyone wants to battle me, anyone at all, please message me, and I will private message you my Skype name, and we can go from there. But I don't know who I'm gonna pick. If it's gonna be Froakie, Fennekin, or Chespin. Uh, I love the fan speculation that Fennekin would be psychic fire, not firefighting again. Froakie be fighting water, and Chespin being dark grass. Because it would work so well, because even though one type is weak to the other, their secondary type is strong against that other type. So it like all balances out. It's like, oh, that'd be so awesome to have. And plus it'd be just awesome to have another fire psychic type besides Victini. I love Victini, but it would be nice to have one that you can breed like perfect stats to instead of having to wait for an event every, I don't know, year or so. And lucky enough, if that. I was lucky enough to get my event Pokemon Mew, and it has a brave nature. I don't know what I'm gonna do with that. But yeah, loving Fire Emblem. It's kind of admitting it's kind of a little bit the reason why it's been taking me so long to get the reviews out because of that game. Sorry. But I love the fact that you can actually recruit every old Fire Emblem character from all the past games, but I feel this is also one of the game's weaknesses. Like, I saw this one thing on meme base where, like, you know, that crying woman picture that has become so popular in the memes lately. I don't know why. It's not really that funny. Same thing with that, brace yourself, so-and-so is coming. It's not that funny. Stop it. But sure, you can recruit the old characters from the past, but I kind of just want to first play the game with the characters in that series because I love these characters. Like, oh my god, I was so happy when they announced that they were bringing back like the marriage system from like some of the past games. I haven't played those games that initially had the marriage system, but I'm very grateful that I get a chance to like play around with it now. And I am super glad that they have character interaction support conversations that are actually a lot more than just, hey, how you doing? I'll fight with you in the battle to come type of thing, like that we saw in the past two titles. Not Shadow Dragons. I don't actually remember if Fire Emblem Shadow Dragon had that problem, but the Fire Emblem games with Ike, I still love them, and they are part of the reasons that I got into Fire Emblem in the first place. Actually, they are the full reason that I got into Fire Emblem in the first place, including the Smash Brothers series, which introduced me to Fire Emblem. But the support in those games like were sucked, because part of the appeal of Fire Emblem is not only the intriguing like strategy battle and having your pieces on your giant elaborate chessboard fight off against enemy units, but it was also that the support added more character development, which I felt is very important to games, and that a lot of games kind of gloss over, sadly enough. And I'm so glad because in the GameCube and Wii Fire Emblem games, all the support units just basically said the same thing. Hey, good luck out there. I'll support you in the battle. Yada. Just all bland and boring. But now that they have these like more in-depth support, you get to learn more about the characters, what their pasts are like, their family interactions. And it's really interesting. It's really interesting to pair characters up. Like starting off like I could definitely see that every female character and every male character can basically get hitched, except for siblings, which, I'm not even going to touch that. I'm going to stay far away from that subject altogether. Think of it what you will. But yeah, I'm loving the fire. I love this dual combat thing. Being able to like pair up with a unit, and then like combine your attacks to take out down your enemy, which makes it a hell of a lot more both challenging and also easy in a way sometimes to take out your opponent. I will say though that it is kind of disheartening that the rescue function isn't there anymore, and I can't see why it's not, because like, well, you could just have units join forces, like co-op or whatever. And yes, that's good and all, but there have been instances where like where I had a character attack unit, they get heavily damaged. I don't have any mages to heal them off, or healers or priests or whatever to heal them off, and I can't like go in there and rescue them, and they end up dying, or luckily avoid an attack. And what's another big bonus for this Fire Emblem game, which everyone should play, is that they add the function of, instead of your characters dying and you never see them again, they actually give the alternative function of, okay, your characters do leave the battle, but you can still battle with them again, which I think is great for people that want to get into Fire Emblem but are kind of turned off by the prospect of losing the characters that they grow to love, or their battle units that they really needed in a battle to come. But I'm kind of one of the more hardcore gamers, and decided to go with classic mode, in that when a character dies, they're never seen again, which also adds a little bit more of the frustration. Sorry about that. The connection to my camera failed strangely. I don't know what that was about. But yeah, I've been playing Fire Emblem, been loving that a lot. Well, I hope you enjoyed this kind of half-hour talk I've been having, and hope to see you party peeps later with my next review coming out, hopefully end of March, I want to say.